What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a post-game recap. Sorry we couldn't get to you guys yesterday, but both standard pod, man, we were in attendance at Arrowhead, and what a game it was, man. Came away with the dub, 16 to 13, held the Chiefs to 0 points in the second half, man. Just a shutout, stout defensive performance all game long, but especially that
Yeah.
second half. Dylan, man, what's up, man? Like I said, we were there yesterday, man. We was high-fiving, it was good vibes. What's going on, man?
It was a great time. It was so nice to be there, see that, watch this team just, gut out another win. Like what a tough victory. Man, it feels good to be the most physical football team on the field a lot of the times now. This is another week where we were making plays on both sides. Omarion brings that in the offensive backfield where he's a hammer, and the O-line was getting a push kind of all game long. We started off that first drive and we went jumbo like what was that? Four out of the first six plays, it felt like.
Yeah,
Almost every play
often.
was big guys on the field, and we're just running the ball, and let's see what you guys can do. And we went down the field. We got held, stopped in the red zone, got three on that first drive, but I think that just was a tone setter. And then we eventually got the ball rolling in the air. And in the second half, like you mentioned, we had the shutout, which was amazing to see. And then we made plays when they needed to be made, and a couple timely interceptions. Dayon with one by the goal line on a drive that they had made some progress on, and that they could have tied the game on. Um, and then and then Derwin to steal the game. Big one finally. They put Derwin on. Kelsey, we were calling it that whole last drive. Like, why is it not Derwin being at least in the area if it's not man coverage? And then they finally do it, and look what happens, pick, and we end the game. So yeah, man, I'm feeling great. 10 wins now, 10-4 on the season, back to back double digit wins for this team. So I'm just really excited for what we got going right now.
Yeah, man. No, I loved it, man. Like you said, came out physical, man. Both sides of the football, and it's so funny too, because I don't play the video game much more, but I used to, man. I used to be real good at Madden, man. And it's so funny watching the Chargers playing, and doing their heavy jumbo packages, and they're getting that six offensive linemen in there. A bunch of my guys can attest. That's how I used to play Madden. I used to sub in a lineman at that tight end spot, and I would run heavy packages, and it's just fun seeing it and just like kind
Yeah.
of making that correlation. But nah, man, we were physical all game long, especially defensively, man. Like we were out there hitting, man, and it was like it looked like a team that it looked like we were the team that's used to the cold weather and we're used to those environments. And it looked like the Chiefs weren't, man, because like I said, we came out hitting, man. And I'm talking about in the run game. I'm talking about, receivers trying to catch the ball. We coming out laying the wood. Like it was a physical game, offense and defense from start to finish. And I love seeing it, man, because the Chiefs are a good team, man. I mean, despite what their record is, especially those division matchups, man, it's always tough to grind those out.
For sure.
And especially considering, when you have offensive line issues and, you have a quarterback who's, he's been playing through injury and, there's a lot of things that go in different, in that don't go in your favor. But man, the Chargers gutted out a gritty win, man.
Yeah.
So I loved what I saw, man. Was there anything like statistically or anything like any player that stood out to you, man? I know we're going to get to our superchargers of the week, but just anything before that, before we get to that point?
I think I'm gonna go like statistically. I want to go with just the Chargers D line in general, right? We talked about on the preview pod how it was like that trench warfare type of game, and then who was gonna take advantage of the bad O line, right? We knew that they would try to put pressure on us, and our O line kind of lets us. That's just is what it is right now. Like we got to fight through pressure, and they were
Yeah.
doing that, especially in the first half. They were getting after Justin. They caused that interception when he got hit as he thrown. And it seemed like he got sacked a number of times. I don't have the exact number in front of me right now. If you don't mind pulling that up for me.
I
But
think it was
for the
5 times, but I'll,
Chargers,
I'll pull it up to make sure though.
for sure. For the Chargers, though, we forced 21 pressures, the most by any Chiefs opponent since 2023, week 16. 21 pressures is really good. You're getting after the quarterback. And Mac had a team high 8, and then he was generating the pressure on both the interceptions. So just love to see stuff like that, man. That just shows your motor is never stopping. You're getting after them. You're trying to create havoc and cause havoc, and a lot of it was on four-man rush. I didn't see a lot of blitzes yesterday from Minner, especially
We
compared
blitzed twice. We blitzed twice.
see, my eyes were right because, with Philly, we saw some, he was coming after Jalen Hurts a little bit. We had more of that man coverage sometimes or different things going on where we were sending guys. I don't remember ever seeing it. So, yeah, twice sounds just about right because I don't ever remember seeing it. And, my pops loves to see the blitz and he was texting me asking for it, asking for it. But it wasn't needed with these
It
pressures.
ain't
And
need
I
it.
think I think Minner saw that and was like, we're getting there, so we guys got to stay stout in the back end and make them beat us. And obviously they weren't able to do that.
No, man. Like you said, man, all those pressures. We had five, and I got it mixed up. We had 5 sacks, two for Thule, two for Owe, one for Mac.
Yep.
They had 4 sacks. But yeah, man, like I said, 21 pressures, 5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss. So like we were in that backfield early and often, man. So like, just like I said, just a super physical game, man. So I know you pointed out some of the defensive stuff, man. I'm just gonna hit on some of those rookies, man, on the offensive side. Trey
Yeah.
Harris, man. Two
Yeah.
weeks in a row. I mean, and he's been an integral part of the game in the run blocking scheme.
Yeah.
Just a really good run blocker, but man, he made some sure catches in this game, especially that like about 44 yarder on the left sideline.
Man, I
Herbert
love
dropped it in
Trey,
the
bro.
bucket, before the end of the first half. That led to the Keandre Lambert Smith touchdown, right after that. So like, man, them rookies were out there, and KLS got us to the 40 on that kick return. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So the rookies just out there, man. You got OG, coming out the second half, had that big catch towards, getting us down into the red zone, about a 27-yard catch. So
Yeah.
rookies are out there performing, man. So a lot of things to be excited about. O-line, I thought played really well, and
Yeah.
and especially when you bring in those jumbo packages, you want to see those guys moving and creating a new line of scrimmage, and they were doing that.
Yep.
So man, there's just so many positives to kind of get into, man. We could talk all day long about it, but let's jump into our next thing, man. Before we get to Superchargers of the week, let's talk about our betting segment a little bit, man. So.
Yeah.
Um, we definitely, like I said, people strike out. People don't hit on their hits all the time, man. You can go. I mean, I'll highlight one of my boy. Well, he's not my boy, but I like his analysis and what he does. But Danny Parkins, man, Danny Parkins last year, he talked about, oh yeah, I think he was about like maybe might have been 60% like of his bets he hit. I mean,
Yeah.
even you look at that, that means almost. I mean, if you take the number down to 50%, that's like every other time you're missing. I mean, it's a good number because it's hard to be consistent.
Yep.
But you're not going to hit all your bets. Like you're going to miss a lot of them. But let's talk about this week, man. So we're going to get right into it, man. Our both of the door locks hit on both of those. So obviously
Yep.
mine was plus 5.5, but it was plus 6 on DraftKings. Smashed that obviously because we
Of course.
won.
Yep.
So that was, and I hammered that all across the board. I was telling all my guys, I laughed, I joked on one of them because they showed me a bet slip and they had the Chargers like plus 14.5. I'm like, who do you think we're playing?
Yeah. They really gassed it.
I'm like, who do you think we're playing? Like, you think we're playing like the Monstars or somebody? Like, you think our defense hasn't been good? You think the Chiefs' offense has been good? I'm like, even if we lost that game, it'd been by like a field goal. I'm like,
Exactly.
man, plus 14.5, you're out of your mind. So smash that. You smashed your bolt the door lock. Like what? Like wasn't it like the
It
first
was the
drive?
first drive. It was the first drive.
First
It was
drive.
early in the first drive. It was on like a second down early in the drive. So like yeah, with 12 minutes left in the first quarter, Tully gets that first sack and he got another one, like you said. So yeah, I felt great about that. Honestly, I felt good about Tully, but when I was looking at the picks on there, it was him. Khalil was plus money. Owe. I could have done any of them and hit.
Any of them,
So
you the cash. You could have parlayed all three. That'd have been crazy.
ooh, that would have
Oh
been
my
sick.
goodness. Yeah, man. And not to cut you off, man. But yeah, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all one thing, man. Is you gotta watch the trends. If Dylan is picking defensive bets, just just be sold on him because he
Watch
hits them
that
on like
first
the first
series.
drive. What about the Raiders game? What was it? The first play
First
interception?
play, yeah.
Come on, man. Like I said, my man is hot on defensive bets, man. So
Yes,
if
sir.
you listen, I would take pretty much anything, but listen, if you see a defensive stat roll through, a defensive bet roll through, put your money on it, man. Put your money on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, hit on both of those. Like you said, we definitely got to make sure we hit on them both the door locks, man, because that's the bread and butter, man. So we hit
Yeah.
on both of those, but even better, man, we hit on both of our favorite overs and unders too. So I had Hampton over 60 and a half rushing and receiving.
Yep.
Obviously he was well over that. And then you, boom, Herbert passing yards over 199.5. So that's 4 for 4, man. If you just take away obviously the anytime bets, which we know anytime touchdowns, they're a lot harder to hit.
Yeah.
Which we didn't hit on either of those. But little caveat, QJ was mine.
He
He
didn't
was a
play.
healthy, he was a, well, I wouldn't say he was a healthy scratch. He was inactive. He
Hmm.
wasn't playing. So we went 4 or 5 on all of our bets. So if you look at those, man, that's a really good hit rate. That's 80% right there. Just a really good day of bets. And you look at just those Chargers props. So a little pat on the back because, like I said, I mean, a lot of times it's hard to hit those. So, like
Yeah.
you guys, if you guys are trying to make some money and you're paying attention and you're listening and you're seeing those plays, make sure you sprinkle a little something on them. And like I said, we do a lot of straight wagers, but we'll throw a little parlay together too. Just make sure you're being smart. I always wanna make sure I put that out there. Gamble, but gamble smartly.
Yes.
Um, but let's do it, man. Let's do it, man. Outside of the betting, the gambling spot, I mean, this is one of my favorite segments. Supercharger of the week, man. I'm gonna start with you, man. You real excited. We love being out there at the game, and there was some big games by some big players. But who you got, man? Who's your supercharger of the week?
Man, this one's tough because I feel like this could go so many ways. That D line, it's hard to pick one of those guys. So I almost want to go the whole Chargers defense in general, especially because pitching a second half shutout against a team that, that they're fighting for their life. They got eliminated yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna single up. I'm really hard. I'm gonna single up Derwin though. Sealing the game like that. I know Minshew was the quarterback, but you took the challenge. You knew where the play was going. He was stuffing the run all game long. I know he had his hand in a few of those TFLs. Big presence up by the box, and then we had to switch things around with Mickens going out, so he got to play more in the back end as well.
Yep.
And I just think, man, I love our safety combination of him and Unk because one, I don't think Derwin gets enough credit for how smart he is to play all those positions and be in the right spot. You rarely catch Derwin out of position. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And he's doing a lot of different things. And then Tony Jefferson, man, I'm such a big fan. Always is making a play, always by the ball. And then bringing the physicality yesterday, the big hits, and I know he got tossed, and I think that's BS. Um, and so we'll see what they do about that. I don't. I think if you want to give him a fine, sure. And even in the game, if you want to give him a flag, cool. I'll be okay with that. But that did not warrant an ejection. He did not launch. He didn't take off head first. He didn't even aim at the guy's head. It was like the trajectory's changed. But anyway,
Exactly.
I really love this safety combination though because feels like two veterans that know how to play off of each other, know how to complement each other as well, and be in the right spot. And that's why a lot of these quick game, like Mahomes wasn't able to get a lot of quick game off because we knew, boom, we're looking for four. Boom, we know you want to get to 87. And it wasn't until maybe the at fourth quarter where 87 caught some, but four never got to really do anything. A couple times, only times he was able to run with the ball was just quick
Quickly.
pass, like
Yep.
literally right down the line, not even like a slant or anything, because he got blown up on a couple of those, and I think he didn't really want to go over the middle no more.
No, not in that cold weather. No, but yeah, man, Derwin, man, I love that. I love that from you, man. Because like you said, man, he had a huge game. Pass deflections, well, you guys call them pass breakups, because he wasn't even letting you. It touch your hand, touch your body, and he was blowing you up, just like him and Tony Jeff. So I love that call, man. Just super impactful game, and like you said, man, he closed it out, man, sealed the deal on that interception. And yeah, it was Gardner Minshew, but Mahomes might have went that way anyway. You want to go to your guys in those opportunities. So,
Yep.
um, big game from Derwin. So love that from him. This one's hard for me too. Because I kind of I want to go defensive. Because I feel like there's a couple guys that definitely that warrant it.
Hmm.
But I think I'm gonna go 10, man. I think I'm gonna go 10. It's just he didn't have the best game. He hasn't. I mean, it was one passing touchdown, one interception, which he tried to make something happen, got
Yeah.
hit,
Yeah.
had an interception, but I think I'm giving it to him more so just because the way he just battles. And I was watching First Things First today on my way home. Well, listening. I was driving, so I wasn't driving and watching. I was driving and listening. Um, but it kind of hit me in a way I didn't like because, and I do want to start by saying, prayers up for Mahomes. Hopefully, he has a
Yeah.
successful surgery, successful
Absolutely.
successful recovery, and he's back on that field next year. Because obviously, if we want to be the best, we got to beat the best when they have their best players. So,
Absolutely.
want him back healthy and just for him in general too. Been through injuries and surgeries myself, so don't wish that on anybody. So, but I do want to
100%.
lead with I don't like how, you know, Mahomes has a bad game and, O-line doesn't look good. And that's the first thing they're talking about. And then Chris Broussard gets on there and he's saying, man, we got to applaud, Mahomes for something that we don't talk too much about and his toughness, and playing through, this and that. And I'm just like, man, it's crazy to hear them big him up like that. And I get it. I get it. I respect Mahomes. I think he is the best quarterback in the NFL. But Herbert's been doing this all year long, and we're 10-4. He's the most hit, most pressured, most sacked quarterback in the league, playing through a broken left hand right now. Where was his love? Where was his flowers? So I got to give him his flowers because he's been doing it all year long. Battered O line, terrible O line play at times, and he's out there getting hit, smacked around. Three guys hitting him, taking him down. He's still up, standing tall with two guys around his legs, getting hit by a third guy. Next play, he comes out like nothing happened. He's shaking it off, making plays. If we want to talk about toughness, 10 embodies that. So I'm giving him my supercharger of the week because
Love
he's been doing this all year long. And it just seems like the guy's not phased, man. He's not getting
it.
up crying. He's not yelling at his O line. He's
Yeah.
not doing all this. He's not acting out. No, he's like, yo, man, this is a part of the game. I know we got, tough uphill battle, but this is what they pay us for. This is what they pay the people the big bucks for. So he's
Yeah.
getting my supercharger of the week. You want to talk about toughness? That's 10.
And look at the two guys we just mentioned though, Derwin and Ten, two leaders, two captains, two guys that are like the head of the snake on both sides of the ball. And like you said, they're both tough. Like Derwin's out there all the time too. When do you see him miss games?
You
So
don't.
man, just love the direction of our team, right, man? A physical football team. Jim Harbaugh coming in, changing everything up. Couple things that I just wanted to get out before we get out of here is
Yeah.
back-to-back 10-win seasons for the first time since 06, oh 07. I saw that stat today and I was kind of taken back because I thought we would have had a couple in there somewhere else, but I guess it's been either up and down or 9-win season or something. But hey, that's awesome. And that's a culture change from Harbaugh, especially the way we're doing it, right? Being physical. And then another one that I liked was the fact that now, with the win, 95% odds for the playoff chance, right? And so that's pretty much like we said, we talked about, it's pretty much stamped. We feel pretty good about it. It would take something catastrophic and a lot of help from other teams to get there, and I don't think that's happening. So feels good to have those odds be in those numbers. And now we're just playing for positioning, right? Are we going to stay at that top wild card? Denver pulled out a win yesterday, so the division's looking bleak, but anything can happen because they could still fumble the bag and lose
Yeah.
one more before we see them last week and set up a playoff a matchup to for the division. And
Yep.
so, right now we're just playing for playoff positioning and see who's gonna, if we finish at the top, then we get to go probably either see Pittsburgh or Baltimore, which is a favorable matchup. But
Yeah.
honestly, at this point, I'm good with whoever we play because if we play that type of football, that style of football, and then our offense just makes another change or two, especially with maybe hopefully a little bit better health at that point, or just good game plan for that game, I'll take my chance against anybody in this AFC.
I'm right there with you, man. I don't think there's one team that I don't really want to match up with them, man. The way we're playing defense, how tough and physical our offense is looking, I don't have a problem facing and running into anyone at home or on the road. I think the AFC is wide open, and I think honestly, it's anybody's game. It's anybody's title.
Yeah.
So with that being said, man, I'm gonna say a couple things. I know you probably want to take us out, but just love that gritty win, man. 10-4, obviously 3 more weeks left. Get to go to Dallas next week. I know you'll be there in attendance, man. That's back-to-back weeks, man. So we
See
got a
y'all
beat.
there.
We got a Chargers beat writer right here, man. He's following the team. He's going around. So make sure y'all, if y'all see him, man, get pictures with him, get some autographs, because my man is following the Chargers around, man.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah, man, just excited, man. Excited, man. Excited for everything that's going on and us being gritty and battling through everything that we had to. So, love this team.
Another big matchup coming up, like you mentioned, Dallas this Sunday. Can't wait to be there. So shout out to my brothers. The D boys are in attendance. I got three brothers, so the four of us gonna pull up. That's how they knew us back in the day on the street. We was the D boys. So we're pulling up four deep for in Dallas. So I can't wait to be there with my brothers, with the family. We're getting to the holidays, so hopefully you guys are watching some of these games with the family as well, enjoying some Chargers football, winning football as well. And let's see if we get this 11th win. 11-4 would look awesome. Like 10-4. We're the third best team in the AFC right now, just a game back of the second best record. So just feels great right now. And like you said, man, we're riding this high, big division win. 5-0 in the division, got a chance for 6-0 the last week of the year. So let's see what these Chargers do, man. Can't wait to see you guys in Dallas. And until then, check us out on Thursday. We'll record Thursday, excuse me. Check us out on Friday with our preview for this Week 16 matchup in Dallas. Justin, until then, you know what the slogan is. Bolt up.